Hey, welcome back to MVP Hot Wheels. This is Diesel Mac, and while I was making the last video, I was talking and I was, you know, going through the different variations and talking about the Mexico variation, and was like thinking in my head, man, I knew I have this, but these are so close in the case that I have, so I was like, maybe there would be a discernible difference, as I looked through these pretty quickly before I put them up here on the table and put the cement mixer away. I was like, oh, maybe I don't have it. So then I went and did some research on, okay, what are the telltale signs of what a Mexico phone truck has, right? Is it the color of the tampo? Is it some type of the design? Is there something with the base, right? And turns out the only thing that you're going to find different on the Mexico version compared to the US version or the one made in Malaysia is the thickness of the paint, which is common across a lot of the Mexico pieces. They have a thicker paint that they use. And so I do have the Mexico version, and it's sitting right here. It did get a bath. It had a bunch of dust and stuff on it, so I went ahead and cleaned that up before, and plus I'll get the picture. So the window's a little bit fogged up from the hot water I used. But here you can see a Mexico version, and again, this is, identical to the US version without the marks. The Mexico one only comes with the phone company, no marks, phone company. So here is the US version. So if you want to look at these side by side, pretty tough to tell or discern the differences. You can look at the toolboxes on the side, and there's toolboxes down here. You almost can't see them, and that's just from the difference of the paint thickness, right? I was talking about. So that's about the only way you're going to discern between the US and the Mexico. If you look at the tools back here, the handle of that shovel, right, compared to the handle of that shovel is almost filled in with paint. So it's subtle cues that's going to tip this off that this is the Mexico version. So there's not a whole lot of difference. Even the base is exactly the same. They both have that Bar Malaysia base with the name and Hot Wheels spelled out. The rivets are pretty much the same. There's always a little bit of ambiguity between all the rivets because of the way that's put together. So it looks a little bit different depending on how much pressure it takes to get that pin to go in or something like that. But there you go. There is the Mexico release. And like I said, the only way to discern it is it's going to have thicker white paint, and everything else is the same. Even the boom is the same color. We can look at that side by side. Not much, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between those two booms. And so kind of glad I don't have to go back and look for a Mexico version, but I couldn't believe I forgot that I had it. That's what happens when you get older. You start to forget certain things, I guess. And but I'm glad I was able to realize that I have the Mexico version and be able to show you some of those differences, so that if you're looking for one of these, you got an idea of what to look for. And the best way I would say is, looking at the horns up here, you can see the thicker paint on that, the shovel and the pick back here. There's not a lot on the back there. You got some of these side toolboxes. Even the lines for the doors are a little bit, more filled in, less refined, right? Whereas you can see those pretty clearly. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Very tough to find. If this was loose, it'd be tough to tell. If you were walking past a table at the convention or something, and this was sitting there loose, and they were like, it's the Mexico version, and you're getting ready to spend $150 or more on this, you're really going to want to know, right? You'd almost want to have the Malaysia one or the US version in your pocket and pull it out and be like, all right, let me check these tools on here, let me check these horns. It's going to be pretty tough. But if you're really want the authentication part, the packages, the ones in the package are probably going to be your best bet. I'm not saying that somebody couldn't scam you through the package part of it, but that getting a package with the Mexico, with the phone truck on it saying that, like, that's probably your best bet to make sure that it's authentic. The Tampo color is a little bit slightly different, but nothing that you were ever going to really know without having the other one right next to it. Again, pull it out of your pocket and be like, all right, let's check this out real quick. Right, you can see a little bit darker orange on that Tampo, but really, no difference. Even the little, period behind the CO, right, is kind of the same. And it's just pretty tough to tell. But there you go. There is the Mexico version. And if you got any questions about it, let me know. If you know of something else that could make it easier to identify. I didn't really look at the boom for any numbers or anything. I don't see any numbers on there. Or any type of difference in how the plastic was formed. I guess we could look at that real quick. Yeah, there's no difference. They both got pretty much the same. So, but again, there's the Mexico version of the phone truck. I'm gonna get an updated pic of this one, and then I'll put some information in the comments on the website to kind of point out that what you're looking for the Mexico version of this with the thicker paint and a very slightly darker orange orange in the Tampo. So, but glad I was able to show you guys that. But you'll be able to see all those variations on the website. I've already updated the 3 back there, so those pics are updated and on there. And yeah, so if you need any questions, let me know. If you got some other identifying information about it that I wouldn't have or I didn't go over, would love to see that in the comments so everybody kind of has an idea, and that way we keep people from getting scammed. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.